Before you drill any borehole in Nigeria, there are a few things we need to talk about. Now, if you stay in Nigeria, regardless of either drilling for domestic purposes or drilling for commercial purposes, if there's one thing we can agree on is that we need borehole in Nigeria. Because a lot of places where we normally had tap water before, like government water and free water, we no longer have some of those sources anymore. Like personally, in short, where this factory is located, some years back, there was a time when we had water board, that's government water running through this place. But now we don't have such facilities, we don't have such privileges again. So for such reason, it has made most of us now go into drilling of boreholes, either for our houses or for business purposes and for other domestic uses. Now, for drilling a borehole, you need to get a reliable company. There are people who drill borehole. There's what they call manual drilling. That's like the normal well which we are used to. And there's the heavy duty drilling. That's the one with the drilling rigs and the industrial vehicles that come for drilling. Now, there are a few companies who offer such services, but some are credible, some are not very, credible like that. Sometimes you might get overcharged if you are not speaking with the right people, and sometimes they might just do a shady work. They might just do something, as if they are rushing it and will go. So to avoid such problems, it is always advisable that you work with a registered company and a verified company. If you are in need of such services, you can leave a comment and you know I'll get back to you. Boreholes in Nigeria typically ranges from 100 meters to 300 meters. Like this factory, I think our borehole is around 90 meters. We've drilled several boreholes here in the past. In short, there was a borehole which we originally dug for commercial purpose. We're selling like, commercial borehole selling, but we also used it for the pure water factory. So the bowl lasted us for some time, but eventually the water became short and we had to drill another borehole. So we've had experiences drilling borehole. The drilling borehole can be quite expensive depending on the depth and the meter which they are drilling for. But usually it's usually ranges typically in Nigeria between 100 to that 300 meters. It falls within that range. Now, when you are drilling, it is important that you carry out geological surveys. These geological surveys will help you understand the terrain where you are drilling the borehole and where the water is located. One major way which they use is the magnetic seismic sensing. So this will give you like an electrical imaging to help you understand where the water is, where some of those rocks are, and the kind of properties located where you will be drilling that borehole. So it is very important for you to have that magnetic imaging. It will help you make a right decision when drilling your borehole. I got a question a while back where someone asked me if they could actually drill a borehole, that where they actually located or where they could find water for their borehole was close to a septic tank. That's like a sockaway waste tank. So now typically for you to drill a borehole in such areas, there should be at least 10 meters gap between your borehole and where your septic tank is or where your septic tanks are. So you should make sure that there is at least a space of up to 10 meters before you drill any borehole within that area. And make sure that the place looks sanitary. It doesn't look like an open gutter like that. That will be obvious that you can't drill borehole there. It should be in at least a tidy environment. There's a way you can make the whole thing look neat and tidy, even though there's a septic tank there. And you can be able to also drill your borehole there. And even after drilling the borehole, you can make a covering. That's if you want to, take extra precautions. You can do like a small block work and have a slab to cover the borehole to make it look neat and tidy. You also make sure that there is nothing standing in the way of where they'll be drilling the borehole. In some cases, there might be old pipes, maybe old pipes that were buried on the ground, electrical wiring, and maybe any work that might have been done there in the area before. So it is important that before you begin drilling a borehole or before you approve a site for drilling borehole, you should make sure that there is nothing that will stand in the way or pose a threat or stand as hazard when they are drilling the borehole in that particular area. You should also make sure that before drilling your borehole, you are abiding to the legal requirements required for drilling borehole in that particular area. There are some places whereby maybe the estate or maybe the location in that area, the local government in that area, or the authorities responsible in that area have rules for drilling borehole. It's advisable that you also check out on those laws to avoid maybe any dispute and any extra expenses that might come in because of you violating one law or the other in that particular area. Also, when moving further with this project, it is important for you to state it clear if you are drilling the borehole for domestic purpose or for industrial purpose. Now, for industrial purpose, you should make sure that where your water is located or when they are drilling the borehole, they should drill it to a depth where the water should be enough as much as possible to be able to handle both the domestic side and the commercial side of the borehole. Because whether you like it or not, when you drill the borehole and you have people within that environment, they'll definitely have to use it for domestic purposes. So when drilling a borehole that you are to use for commercial purposes also, you should make sure that you let the borehole drillers know that they should drill for commercial purposes so that the bowl can be as deep as possible. So that even within the dry season, you can still have enough water coming from the borehole. We had one borehole here one time. I think we drilled that borehole around this side. It was a very good borehole. In short, when that time we were only using it for domestic use, we hadn't started using it for commercial use then. It was bringing enough water. We even had people calling it pure water, that the water coming from our borehole was like just as good as pure water. But after a while, after we started having people fetching it for their own domestic use, the strength of the water coming from the borehole decreased, and after a while, the water even changed color, and the borehole just went dry. So we had to drill another one. So similarly, if you are drilling for commercial, you can drill as much as possible. Make sure that you let them know that they are drilling for commercial purpose. Now, one other thing again you should keep in mind is that the most preferred place for centering your borehole is either at the center of the compound or at a near corner. This is to make the borehole easily accessible and for maintenance to be carried out. And as part of your maintenance, you should also put in mind that you have a raw water tank. So this raw water tank is where the water will be collected after you've drilled the borehole. Now the raw water tank can either be a surface overhead tank or just a grounded tank. So you could have the overhead tank or the grounded tank. Now these two tanks, once you have raw water coming into the tanks, after a while, some particles and maybe some debris will build up in the tank. So it is important for you to also carry out maintenance for your borehole and also your raw water tank so that you won't have issues with your pumping machine or your piping systems. By the way, if you enjoyed the information shared in this video, do me a favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also sharing the video. I'm sure there are a lot of you who might know someone who is interested in drilling a borehole or someone who will be interested in establishing a water factory. So you can share this video with them for them to also learn from the videos which I'm sharing on this channel. Now, more on drilling borehole. It's also important that when you are drilling your borehole, you should know that there is no full guarantee on the kind of water you will get. Now, the magnetic resonance imaging will help you understand where the water is located, but it's not able to guarantee you the quality of the water that will come out from there. In short, one challenge we faced, particularly in this same factory, was that the new borehole which we dug, it gave us water. In short, the first half of the water that came was clear, it was pure. But after a while, we started noticing some debris coming with the water as it's coming out from the borehole. Now, this is not to say that it will continue permanently like that, because even in the past, we have boreholes whereby we drill the borehole, like the first 1 month, we were seeing some debris, but after a while, it became clear water. So it is possible that you might see some things like that. In most cases, this is not a cause for you to panic because after a while, the water will get clearer. But it is important for you to know that at least you will see some things like this after drilling borehole. In regards to this, you might also want to sample other boreholes close to you. That's before drilling, for you to know the kind of quality of water that's coming there, if it is hard water, if it changes color, and just for you to get as much information as you can for you to make the right decision when embarking on the project. Furthermore, when drilling the borehole, there will be a lot of noise. Now, if you are drilling the borehole, maybe close to a place where you are staying, or if you will be within the environment where the borehole is being, drilled or dug, you will experience a lot of vibration, a lot of noise. In short, if you are within that area, like the last time they drilled the borehole there, I couldn't even make calls. I don't know if it was because of the heavy equipment around there, but I couldn't get cellular reception within that area where they are drilling the borehole. So you can also keep that in mind when the borehole drilling is being carried out in your location. And there will also be splashes of mud too. Each layer they get to when trying to get to the waterbed, there will be mud and gravels that will be flying out. So you should also be aware of that. Now, the quality of your borehole will also depends on the kind of materials that they use after drilling, the kind of pipes they use. There are different type of PVC pipes, depending on the kind of material and quality they use. The durability too also matter. There are some things too, like the pumps and those other things too. All those will also impact the cost of drilling your borehole. I know a lot of you might be having that question now. That's if you've not already typed it in the comment section. How much will it cost me to drill a borehole? Don't worry, I'll get to that shortly. Now, the quality of materials you use for your borehole also matters. Using good quality materials, buying good pump, it, it means that your borehole will last a long period of time, and your pump will also serve a long period of time. Now, for the cost of borehole, there are several things that you need to have in mind or you need to know. These things will impact the price or the cost of your borehole. Now, the topography of the area, if it is a rocky area, the kind of soil in the area, this will determine the cost of your borehole. It will determine the kind of rig that you will use for drilling in that area. The depth of the borehole too also matters, where the water is. Someone drilling 90 meters, someone drilling 120 meters, someone drilling 200 meters, the prices will be different. And also, when during drilling, there is the casing that they use for casing the borehole. This is to prevent the walls of the borehole from collapsing and caving in, and to prevent contaminants from entering the borehole water. So the cost of this casing too will also be factored in. Then there is the pump, the kind of pump which you buy to use for the borehole, the submersible pump. Then there is diesel, logistics, and other hidden expenses, maybe like some small running expenses that you might also do, like entertainment and the rest. So there are some of these little costs too that will be factored in when drilling the borehole. I think for the cost of borehole, for cost of drilling borehole, I'll make a separate video where I'll be focusing on that particular topic and the materials used. So, but you can just keep these ones in mind for you to be aware of some of those costs that you will need to be paying for when drilling your borehole. Now, once you drill your borehole, like I said earlier, the borehole will get clear over time. So after you've used the borehole for a while, you drill the borehole, the water will get clearer, and it will serve the purpose which is intended for. So in general, I would say for drilling a borehole now in Nigeria, you should budget at least, like, depending on the depth to all those factors that I mentioned. But this figure, which I'll be calling, is just to serve like a general figure that should be able to um, cover the expenses for drilling the borehole. Also, you should also keep in mind that you will be powering the borehole, so you need to factor in the cost of maybe electricity for the borehole, or maybe the kind of generator which you will be using. And the generator too, they are different sizes, so depending on the kind of generator that you'll be buying, let me just say plus minus have at least 5 million naira, because I know the cost of drilling borehole varies. In short, someone drilling in Bayelsa, the cost of drilling the borehole will be different from someone drilling in Lagos, from someone drilling in Abuja. Even in this same Abuja, someone drilling in maybe central area, the cost will be different from someone drilling maybe around Gwagwalada or Kuje. So yeah, when it comes to cost of drilling borehole, the cost they vary. But that 5 million I'm saying is just at least if you have 5 million, I know you should be able to drill a borehole for you and do some of these other things. So if you enjoyed this video, like I said earlier, please don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel so that when next I drop a video, you will be among the first people to get notified. If you have any question that you would like to see me answer, you can leave a comment in the comment section. And if you want to learn how to set up a pure water factory, a bottled water factory, dispenser, and you want to know about acquiring the equipment, I have a one-on-one coaching session where I offer tips and some of those vital informations from personal experience on how to set up a water factory. And by the way, the one-on-one coaching session is not free. There's a lot of value that has been shared, a lot of contacts. If you need contacts for NAFDAC registration, it is shared there. If you need building plan, business plan, cost analysis report, everything about this business, I share the information there. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the WhatsApp contact so that you can contact me there. If you are also interested in joining the borehole drilling business, maybe it's a business line that you also want to venture into, there are also drilling rigs available, and there's also one-on-one consultation also available for getting into the borehole drilling business and everything that has to do with borehole drilling in Nigeria.
Hey,